Yo, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Jeremy Flanagan, man. We back for another show. God, so much has happened on today as it pertains to boxing this fight week. We got another week upon us. Hey, I'm ready. Are y'all ready? We're gonna allow more people to join in and tune in, man, because this is about to go down. I can't wait, man. This is something that I've been looking forward to all day long. Is coming to you all with this show because it's so much to talk about. Heavyweight frenzy in the division. I mean, stuff is just going everywhere, right? Mandatory shots are being thrown out. Fighters accepting deals, terms, quote unquote, as we see right now. I mean, it's just so much happening right now in boxing, and I'm ready. So we're gonna allow more people to join in and tune in before we get into the gist of things. But this is fight week, man. I'm excited. I've been, kind of down on the Joshua fight, him and Joseph Parker. I went back and I watched that fight again. And while I was watching that fight, I also went and watched the James Degale versus Truax fight, right? Went and watched that fight again. And just, spending some time, in the news and seeing what's popping. And we also got some important information on the day that I'm going to release to you all on today, which is going to be really good. I think everybody will be looking forward to that and going to be wondering what is going to be said when I drop that on you when we talk about Wilder versus Joshua. Now, it's one thing that I have to say to everybody who's tuning in and who's going to be tuning in is that where we headed right now with what it is that we're doing, man, we're headed to places that I never thought we'll be headed to. And what I mean by that is that, this is boxing is something that is back in the forefront. You know what I mean? Boxing is back in the forefront, and this is something that we've all been waiting for a long period of time now. I mean, I've never seen, probably when I was younger, but boxing gets all of the hype now that it is receiving. It's been a while. It's been a long time. It's been a real long time. And I'm talking about now you got casuals who only watch big time fights that are like pay-per-view fights, like when Floyd fought Pacquiao or something like that. Now you got those fans tuning in to daily news of what's going on in boxing. So, they know a little bit of what's happening and taking place. It just seemed like all of the drama surrounding boxing right now is getting everybody excited. And not only is it getting everybody excited, hell, it got me even more excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm even more excited about this thing. But like I said, this is a full week right here of nothing but good work. Man, we got Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder news. We got Lara versus Hurd. That's going to be one of the best fights of the weekend right there. I can't wait for that fight. You got James Degale versus Truax. Degale trying to capture his title back, but Truax, I'm telling you, go back and look at that fight. That was a hell of a fight. Then you got my boy Carlos King Dynamite Jackson taking on Luis Dominquez live. That fight is going to be right there in the Dominican Republic for the FACAR WBC title. We had him on the show. Go and check out our exclusive interview with Carlos Jackson. That was on. So, I mean, hey, shout out to Juan, man. Juan just said something that I was about to say that I didn't even say yet. That shout out to Anthony Joshua, bro. If this wasn't for Anthony Joshua doing what it is, and this is what we're going to talk about before we really truly jump into the discussion of Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. But for one, I got to give a hand clap to Anthony Joshua, man, because thanks to Anthony Joshua, the heavyweight division is back. And not only the heavyweight division, but everybody who is tuning in to boxing is back because really, truly, of what Anthony Joshua is doing. And this is why I'm having issues with a lot of people who are trying to say that Anthony Joshua is ducking Deontay Wilder. I have a problem with that. And the reason why I have a problem with that is we talking about a unified world champion. Not a one belt holder, but a guy who is going to go after multiple titles. He has multiple titles. Only thing he don't have is the WBC. That's all he don't have yet. Not saying that he's not going to capture it, but he don't have it yet. But it's so much that's surrounding. I thought the division was clearing up, right? After I saw some of the mandatory and some of the ordered fights that was being ordered on today, I thought the division was clearing up and making a straight and narrow path to Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, which is still there. It's still a straight, narrow path, and we're going to talk about that right now. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and hop right into it, right? So we're going to hop right into this thing. So first and foremost, Deontay Wilder today agreed to terms. He agreed to terms with Anthony Joshua. Well, basically, he agreed to go to the UK. Shelly Finkel said that they were going to talk and be in discussions with Eddie Hearn later on this week in regards to Deontay Wilder going over to the UK and challenging Anthony Joshua for the undisputed king in heavyweight division. Now, this news was reported by multiple of boxing networks on today. Multiple of boxing networks. So Shelly Finkel had to release the news and say that. Now, this is the clue bomb that I'm going to drop to you all. Right after that news drop, we got a press release that tomorrow we're having a media conference call with Deontay Wilder at 2:30 on tomorrow. Now, you already know the questions that are going to be asked tomorrow during our media conference call with Deontay Wilder. That's at 2:30 on tomorrow. Now, those of you, I know some people are going to be working. Some people not going to be able to tune in. So what I'm going to do is pre-record the conference call with Deontay Wilder, the media conference call with Deontay Wilder, and we're going to play it again live on the channel and just let it run and let you all hear exactly what took place throughout this media conference call. And these media conference calls, these are calls that everybody that's in media, well, if you're a part of the boxing media, gets an opportunity to question Deontay Wilder. We go in order, and they start, in order from ESPN to the LA Times, the New York Times. Everybody goes down the list in order, and you have your shot at answering questions to Deontay Wilder, and that's what's going to be happening on tomorrow. Now, but throughout this whole thing in its entirety, right? Deontay Wilder accepting these terms to go over and fight in the UK, which we was talking about this after the post fight, right, with Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker. And what I was trying to explain to everybody was Deontay Wilder has to agree to the terms. And everybody kept saying, what are the terms? What are the terms? What are the terms? We don't know exactly what the terms are, but we know the basics of the terms. The 60-40 split. The him coming over to the UK. The rematch clause, right? That's going to be implemented in the contract. Where if either fighter wins, where would the next fight be? What would the cost? What would the pay wages be on the next fight? Those things are what need to be ironed out. Those are the wrinkles. It's a little minor things right now that's a problem and an issue right now in boxing with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. It's just minor things, stuff that could be ironed out. But it's hard when Eddie Hearn, who is the promoter for Anthony Joshua, has to deal with three managers that Deontay Wilder have. Deontay Wilder have three managers. Three. It's not like he have one solid promoter. Now, Lou DiBella will be on the line with us tomorrow as well. And but Lou DiBella, he isn't the full promoter for Deontay Wilder. You still got Al Heyman, you still got Shelly Finkel, you got Lou DiBella, and I forgot who the other cat is. I forgot exactly who his name is. But it's so many people that you have to deal with when it comes to Deontay Wilder. He don't have one solid promoter like Anthony Joshua have Eddie Hearn. So it's a lot of things that have to be ironed out in these contracts. And I'm hoping within the next few weeks, because nothing is going to be resolved by this week. I promise you that. Nothing will be resolved. We won't have a fight being announced by the end of this week. You can bet your money on that. But I think within the next few weeks, maybe a month, we will probably know exactly where we're going with this, with Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. So we're going to slow down a little bit and just let them iron out whatever wrinkles it is they need to iron out. And at the same time, we're going to talk about, make sure you share that to Split Decision, bro. Oh, Patrick, you already know I will, bro. I'm definitely going to share that. But we're going to talk about a multitude of things on today. But we're going to slow down with the Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, because right now I'm thinking it's headed in the right direction. It's headed to where we need it to go, right? Where we want it to go as fans. Now, what happens next, it remains to be seen. I'm looking forward to this media call tomorrow with Deontay Wilder to see exactly what Wilder says and what Lou DiBella may say, or whatever the case may be. It's going to be very interesting on tomorrow. So be looking out, for at 2:30 for me to shoot you all information or whatever it is that happened. And then we're going to, replay it live on the channel. But it's just so much. So we're gonna keep it rolling, but I want to keep it rolling with what's going on in this heavyweight division, because it's a frenzy right now in the heavyweight division, right? I mean, you got Dillian White being ordered to fight Pulev. Then you got, if the fight don't go through with Anthony Joshua, you got Deontay Wilder and Dominique Breazeale talking about having a fight. And then you hear another match that's thrown out there, and that's Anthony Joshua and Povetkin. I mean, I'm just like, wow. I thought we was clearing the way when the IBF ordered Dillian White and Kubrat Pulev to fight. I was like, okay, that it's Dillian White out of it, right? And what also is Dillian White out of this, I want y'all to check this out. This is interesting. This is what else exit Dillian White's out of this. The IBF previously ordered Pulev to face Breazeale, right? But Breazeale decided not to take the fight. It was possible that he could face Deontay Wilder, as you see in the picture, since he is the number 2 in the WBC. And rumors have been reported that Wilder will fight Breazeale if he can't land the fight with Anthony Joshua. Now, if White takes the fight with Pulev, he could potentially get a fight with Joshua later this year. But if White wants to become a mandatory challenger for Joshua, this is the quickest route by facing Pulev. But what he don't understand is the WBC ranked Dillian White number 1, right? But they haven't made him a mandatory. And that's what people are not understanding. It's a difference when you're ranked number 1 versus the WBC making you a mandatory. Just because you're number 1 doesn't mean that you're automatically a mandatory. They mandate who they want to be a mandatory. He's just number 1. Dominique Breazeale is number 2. Dominique Breazeale is also ranked very high in the IBF and the WBA, I believe. So, and the WBC. So he's ranked in the division and within the sanctioning bodies. Dillian White is ranked, well, he could possibly be ranked high if he was to face Pulev and defeat Pulev. He could be the mandatory because this is an eliminator with Dillian White and Pulev for the IBF mandatory position. So he could easily get a shot at Joshua by being the mandatory for Joshua if he faces Kubrat Pulev. But Dominique Brazil could have had that fight, but he said no. I don't want that. I want to take my shots and my chances at Deontay Wilder because I really feel as though the fight with him and Anthony Joshua is not going to happen. At least not right now. And if the fight don't happen right now, then guess what? He's there. Patrick said you still got Fury out there as well. But with Fury, what we got to understand is that Fury got to really, truly make a comeback, and they probably going to want to see Fury in the ring. I know Joshua called out Fury and said if he don't get Deontay Wilder, possibly maybe Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury is going to have a tune-up fight way before he fight Anthony Joshua. Right now, we really, truly still don't know, if Tyson Fury is really truly going to be back. I mean, we see him working out, putting in work. He's losing the weight pound by pound, and he's looking, really, really good. But I just don't see Tyson Fury being in the midst of all of the chaos that's going on right now. Maybe sometime next year, Tyson Fury will probably be getting a shot at AJ. But I think where they are right now, there's so many other pieces that are in place for this. And then it gets even more funnier, right? So earlier today, 50 Cent was and I posted this. It's on my Instagram, but I couldn't post it to Facebook. But what I'm gonna try to do is collaborate the videos and post them on Facebook, but I couldn't post them on Facebook. It was something just wasn't going to allow me to do it. I guess because it was multiple clips or whatever the case may be, but I will post the clips. But if you follow me on Instagram at JSN Boxing, you'll see this video. 50 Cent came out, right? And in this video, matter of fact, I'm gonna play the audio for y'all. Because when I play this audio, y'all gonna be like, what? I can't believe 50 said something like this. And I myself, I was like, I don't know if 50 trying to hype up the division or if 50 just, he out here playing games or whatever the case may be. But 50 Cent, man, was hyping up Big Baby Miller versus Deontay Wilder. And this is exactly, I'm going to go right to it right now. But this is exactly, I want y'all to hear this. When y'all hear this, y'all going to be like, no, 50 Cent is crazy. This is about the funniest thing I've heard from 50 Cent in a while.
T-Net, right? So I popped in there and checked everybody out, and while I'm there, Big Baby shows up, and Big Baby, big heavyweight fighter, and he seen me come out with Deontay Wilder, so he's like, yo, what I'm saying, I'm ready, I want to fight, and I'm like, okay, now people Deontay told me that they fought before, and they gave him a mild concussion, so I'm like, yo, you sure you want this fight? And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, I sparred with him mad times before. Keith said, I'm gonna knock him out. I'm like, okay. So now, when he tell me you're gonna knock him out, I'm like, so what's really going on? I'm like, somebody lying to me, man. Deontay ended up telling me that the boy had a mild concussion. He put some pain in on that boy, right? Then I run into him, and he tell me he ready for the fight. He said he did spar with him one time after coming back from running, and he was dehydrated and everything, and he went. Check this shit out. This weekend I go to this little
second clip
fitness company. What you talking about? I'm telling you, when the nigga randomly came up to me and told me for no reason. I was minding my business. The nigga came, told me some shit, and I said this shit. I'm like, whoa, these niggas really want to fight each other for some other shit going on. I'm just hipping you to what's really going on. Asian girl that Deontay be with, I'm like, is girl? He said, yeah, it's girl. He said, I bust her first. I was fucking her first. And maybe that's why he is acting like he acting. And I'm like, what? This shit just came out of nowhere, blood. It was out of nowhere, cuz. For real, this shit just came out of nowhere. And then he just I'm like, what the fuck? And he go, nah, I was fucking her first. You know, maybe he got it and thought that was something special because, you know, he's a country nigga. Like, we from New York, so shit is different, Phil. And I'm like, yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. Oh, and did he say
Hey,
that little
50 Cent, man. He was really, truly like trying to, I don't know if he was trying to take shots at Deontay Wilder. I mean, I really don't know if he was trying to take shots at Wilder and he was just like boosting up Big Baby or whatever. But whatever it was that 50 was doing right there, that had me blowed. That had me blowed right there. I was like, what? Then the fact that he said that he hit first, I was thinking about Rachel. I hit it first. I was like, whoa, are you kidding me, bro? Yeah, 50 dropped this today, and it had me blown away. And he was trying to hype up Big Baby Miller and Deontay Wilder, and I was like, wow, man. So he trying to throw Big Baby in the midst of everything that's happening right now. I told you it was heavyweight frenzy today. He trying to throw Big Baby in the midst of everything that's happening right now in the heavyweight division. And dude, I was blown by it today. I was like, wow, this has had to be the funniest thing I've heard. I don't know if it's all true or whatever the case may be. 50 seemed like, you know, he was telling the truth or whatever the case may be, because Big Baby responded saying, you know, laughing my ass off. I love you 50 or whatever. But I was like, dang, bro. The Asian chick that Wilder be with, you know what I'm saying? I bust her first. For real? Like, for real, you gonna come after that man girl like that? I thought they was like engaged, you know what I'm saying? About to get married and all that. So that was crazy. I was like, wow, they really taking it overboard in the heavyweight division, bro. They really taking it overboard. But we're gonna keep the news rolling, man. I just had to drop that on y'all for y'all to be able to get a laugh in, you know what I'm saying, while y'all tuning in. But this is the fight right here. This is one of the biggest fights so far this weekend, and that is Erislandy Lara taking on Jared Swift Hurd. Now, my boy Jared Swift Hurd, this is something that I was thinking about the whole entire time when I was just looking at these two fighters. And I was like, man, look at Jared Hurd. Do you not see the height and size advantage this guy has over Erislandy Lara? I mean, the dude is crazy way bigger than Erislandy Lara. But Erislandy Lara, to me, has the skill set that can do so much to Jared Swift Hurd if Jared Swift Hurd fights the same way he fought every single fight up until this point. And that's come straight forward and not fight anybody. And see, because he hasn't really truly fought a ring savvy fighter like Erislandy Lara. Lara right now can really truly be undefeated if he wasn't, you know, done wrong in a couple of fights that I felt as though he won. He could be undefeated right now. And Lara has the ability and skill set to really truly, you know, defeat Jared Swift Hurd if Hurd fights the same way he fought every single fight up until this point. Lara can neutralize that. Because if you go back and you look at tape with Jared Swift Hurd in his last 3 fights, you will see him being the same exact fighter each and every time. You'll see him being the same type guy. He's gonna come forward. When he fought Austin Trout was even getting shots in, you know, on Hurd. Trout was getting shots in, and Trout was looking like really good in a few rounds. And so I'm like, if an old Austin Trout, a guy who everybody just said he was washed away, that fight against Hurd made Trout feel like, you know what, I still have a lot left in the tank in boxing. And I agree with Patrick Abrams. Lara did beat Canelo. Just throwing that out there. But Hurd, he has to change his fight game going up against Erislandy Lara. Now, what he's been working in camp, I don't know truly exactly what I know he's been working hard. and I've been seeing, the hard work he's been putting in. But as far as the game plan in this fight, going up against a Cuban, a technician, a guy who has the footwork and the mobility to be able to have great ring generalship throughout the whole entire night, who don't take rounds off, and he's going to, put yourself in position to where sometimes it may seem as if Hurd is going to be the guy coming forward. Hey, I think at some point in the fight, Lara is going to start making Hurd fight off his back foot. And how Hurd fight off his back foot is going to be very interesting to see in this fight. We know the right hook is going to have to land, the left hook is going to have to land throughout this fight. But at the same time, because that's going to be the money shot for Jarrett Swift Hurd, is him trying to throw that left hook and land that left hook right dead on the chin of Erislandy Lara. Now, do I think it's going to happen? I mean, I don't know, man. This fight is tough for me. It's real tough for me because when I look at the skill set that Lara has, and everybody know Erislandy Lara is like no slouch, man. When I see the skill set that guy have, and I see the type of style that Hurd fights with, it just, it's hard. We talk about all the time how styles make fights, right? And when you see the style of Jarrett Swift Hurd, it plays right into the hands of Erislandy Lara. I mean, it plays in the hands of Lara. And I agree, Patrick. If he backs up Lara, I mean, if Lara start backing up Hurd, it's gonna be like lights out. I'm not even gonna say he's gonna get a knockout. I ain't gonna say that, but he'll be able to land punches. If Austin Trout was able to land punches on Jarrett Swift Hurd, and not only Austin Trout but his last three opponents was able to put hands on him. If they were able to land shots on Jarrett Swift Hurd, you don't think that they're gonna land shots on Erislandy Lara? I mean, Erislandy Lara is not gonna land shots on Hurd. It's gonna be there, especially if he fights him the same exact way that he's been fighting each and every time. That's the problem I have with this fight, not knowing the true game plan. Because sometimes with some fighters, if you study them and you watch them, sometimes they kind of give away, they're very predictable in giving away what it is they're going to bring come fight night, right? We know we could use a fighter, for example, Canelo. When Canelo faced Triple G, right? Everybody was saying, well, Canelo can't really truly fight off his back foot. He got to get his defense together, or whatever the case may be. We saw him against Miguel Cotto. If you go and look at the Miguel Cotto fight, when Miguel Cotto had Canelo backing up, Canelo really couldn't do anything. Then it was like, well, okay, Canelo got beat at least 9 rounds in that fight against Triple G. And that's just me. Even with the defensive ability that he was having throughout that fight, I just felt as though he got beat for 9 rounds in that fight. And it's like this fight right here between Hurd and Lara can really go the distance. It can go the distance. But at the same time, is Lara going to be winning on the cards because of ring generalship and how he controlled the fight as far as getting away from what Jarrett Swift Hurd is trying to do? He can outpoint Hurd all day long. And that's where I'm kind of leaning towards, is going to be based on points. We're going to go to the scorecards at the end of the night and going to see who's going to be unified at the end of the night. And I hate it if Jarrett Swift Hurd was to lose his title, bro. I would hate that, because there's so much, that Hurd brings to the table that you want to see him and his fighting style against other fighters in the division. But it will hurt me if he was to lose to Lara on fight night, especially with him just being the same type of fighter that he's always been. I think he's going to have to come with a different game plan. Patrick said Hurd's best chances is to be the best Hurd he can be. If he tries anything else, he will get dominated. And I feel like if he try what it is he's going to be trying, from what we saw in his past few fights, even the Austin Trout fight, it could just be easy work. I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be tough. This one right here, we're gonna continue to do some things throughout the week as this fight is coming upon us on Saturday night. I mean, I'm still kind of 50-50 on this fight, but I'm right now at the beginning of the week, I'm leaning more towards Earslandi Lara to win this fight than anything. That's just where I'm feeling right now at the beginning of the week. I mean, as things go on throughout the week, maybe my feelings may change. But as of right now, I feel like Lara has the best opportunity to win, even being a smaller guy. Because damn it, boy, he is small, and Hurd looked like a freaking, train coming at this dude. Look like they're in just two totally different weight classes. When they did the standoff on Showtime, I was like, good God almighty. I didn't know Hurd was like that big over Lara. But yeah, he is. And it's going to be very interesting as it pertains to these two guys right here. Now, Caleb Truax versus James Degale is a fight. This is a fight right here that, like I said earlier today, I went back and looked at the first fight again. And when I looked at the first fight, I was like, you know what? James Degale is not going to beat Caleb again. Caleb Truax is going to, and shout out to Caleb Truax, man. First of all, this is why I have a problem with America, man. We do not back our world champions like they do in the UK at all, period. I just have a problem with that. Caleb Truax, a lot of people wouldn't even know that he was an American fighter. He's an American fighter. And he went overseas and won a world championship. And he dominated the fight. Just the fifth round alone, to me, was the best round I've seen from Caleb Truax ever throughout his career in boxing. Y'all remember when we were sitting here just a couple of days ago when we was talking about how Anthony Joshua was cutting off the ring against Joseph Parker so well, but he was never able really to get off against Joseph Parker. Like he had him in traps, right? He was trapping him throughout the night. When you go back and look at the second fight with Truax, when you go and look at the first fight with Truax and Degale, you will see Truax all night long cutting off the ring, Degale on his back foot, playing defense all night long because Truax was just cutting off the ring, cutting corners, putting them in certain angles in the ring, and then boom, before you know it, he got him trapped in the corner. He was setting traps so beautifully throughout that fight that I was just like, you know what? Man, I see why he's going to win the second fight. Just because of how he controlled the ring. He controlled Degale from the beginning of the bell all the way to the end. I've never seen Degale be dominated like that. Even in the Badu Jack fight, I felt as though Badu Jack won that fight. That's just me, my opinion. I felt as though Badu won. He did enough to win the fight. But at the same time, Caleb Truax, man, just go back and look at that fight, guys. Go back and look at the fifth round of that fight with Truax and Degale, and you're gonna be like, damn, I didn't know Degale was getting dominated like that. I didn't know Degale didn't, he was getting caught with uppercuts, left hooks, right hooks to the head, followed by another uppercut. I was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. And at the beginning of the first 4 rounds, it was like Truax was just taking his time, taking his time, parrying with the jab, parrying, boom, coming over the top with the left hand, parry, boom, come over the top with the right hand, parry. Oh, I got you trapped in the corner now. I got you trapped in the corner. And then when he had him trapped in the corner, guess what? He just unleashed each and every time he had him trapped. And I was like, wow, this guy had a perfect game plan going into this fight against James Degale. And it's going to be even better in the second fight against James Degale. And I'm like, I can't wait for this fight right here. This is going to be a really good fight as well. This weekend of boxing is full of action-packed fights. Full. If you weren't satisfied with the Anthony Joshua Joseph Parker, this weekend right here will definitely leave you satisfied as a fight fan. It would definitely leave you satisfied. Gary said an easy defense for Truax, especially if it goes the distance. Degale runs out of gas after 8 rounds. And you're correct. Dude, he ran out of gas. Honestly, Degale ran out of gas really and truly after 5 rounds in that fight. It seemed as though when the 5th round started, with him playing defense so much in the first 4 rounds, that seemed like it zapped all his energy. Because in the 5th round, now God behold, he didn't even go down in the 5th. I thought he was going to go down in the 5th, but something kept him apart and up straight to where he did not go down in the 5th round. But that 5th round, boy, Truax unleashed the dragon on that boy. And I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And that right there, to me, I think is going to be more of that, because he knows Degale can't do anything to Truax. Nothing at all. Caleb Truax is special in this fight. Just this fight in particular. He's a special guy. And he's a special fighter. But just this fight in particular, we talked about earlier, styles make fights. His style is perfect for him facing a guy like James Degale. Perfect. Couldn't be even better. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that fight pan out. Definitely looking forward to seeing how that fight pan out. But also fighting on the undercard, you got Julian J. Rock Williams taking on Nathaniel Gallimore. Now Nathaniel Gallimore, man, if anybody know anything about Nathaniel is one of them cats, man. He's special, right? He's special. We saw him against Uche Herrera, but he defeated one of my guys, man, one of my great friends, and a guy who I felt as though was going to do a lot of big things in boxing. And he still has the opportunity to. But Justin Deloche, when he fought Justin Deloche, he broke my heart. You know, because Nathaniel put a whooping on Justin that nobody saw coming. Nobody saw that coming. And the fact that none of us saw it coming made it even more special for Gallimore. It made it even more special for him. Because even after that fight, Julian J. Rock had tweeted, I'll never forget this, man, because I was doing a live fight chat on Twitter. And Julian J. Rock, immediately right after the fight, he said, damn it, man, I was looking to do big things with Justin Deloche in the summertime. That was the fight, right? Because this was before Julian J. Rock took on what's my boy name? On DeCharlo, right? This was before he got knocked out by Charlo. That was a hell of a knockout. But before he got knocked out by Charlo, he was looking to face Justin Deloche. And now Justin Deloche, since that loss, we haven't seen him back at all, period. Now I'm looking forward to seeing him back in the ring real soon, so he can get back in the swing of things and work his way back into the forefront. But this fight right here is a super welterweight title eliminator. It's a title eliminator right here. So how this fight pan out, I don't know, man. Julian J. Rock, he's a really good fighter. We can't throw out, the loss he took to Charlo, because it was just the knockout was just devastating. But Julian, his style and Nathaniel's style are perfectly matched for each other. Because Gallimore possesses a whole lot of power that you don't even see coming, right? His right hand is amazing. His left hand, he carries a whole lot of power in his left hand as well. But I'm telling you, that right hand is sneaky. It is very sneaky. And in this fight against J-Rock, it's going to be very sneaky. You'll see come Saturday night. You will see exactly what it is that I'm talking about. Because Gallimore is a type of fighter that he's very ring savvy. You know what I'm saying? He could slip. He love to slip through punch. Oh, my God, man. He got really good skills. The guy got really good skills, and I was impressed by what he was doing when he fought Justin Deloach. But it seemed as though Justin Deloach, to me, I felt as though he could have dominated that fight against Gallimore if he would have switched his game plan up. But he did not switch his game plan up. He kept doing the same exact thing time and time again to eventually he got his ass knocked out. And it was sad. It was like you almost wanted to yell through the ring, like, dude, you got to do something else, bro. What you doing ain't working. And I hope that he changed trainers, because they put him in a position to fail that night, because they wasn't even telling him to do anything different at all, period. And to me, I have problems, when it comes to that. When your trainer don't see what everybody else is seeing, and you still telling him to do the same exact thing, and you sending him out there after every round, seeing him get destroyed in every round to do the same exact thing. Bro, it was total miscommunication in that camp. I don't know. Maybe this is the reason why Justin hasn't been back in the ring as of yet. But I promise you, Justin will definitely be back in the forefront if he changed some things within his camp and he continues to get back serious with the sport of boxing. But Nathaniel Gallimore versus Julian J. Rod Williams, man, that is a really, really good fight. I don't really truly know who is going to win. I'm not picking nobody in this fight right here. I tried to get Nathaniel on the show, but the day that I sent out the email for Nathaniel, media day, his media workout was immediately the next day. And then given the fact that this Monday was when I was trying to have him on during the beginning of fight week, where I felt as though he would be chilled and laid back, he turned it down and said after the fight he'll be willing to come on the show. So hopefully we'll be able to get Gallimore on and be able to hear from Gallimore, because he's an interesting cat, man. A lot of people don't really know about him. You know what I'm saying? He's laid back. He's cool, calm, collected. He was a little petty. We saw him being petty on Instagram when you saw what he was doing to Kid Chocolate when J-Rock posted a picture when they was all in the gym training, and he posted a picture. I think I had reposted it. Y'all could go and find it on my page or whatever. But you'll see he posted like Jack Johnson and like some other old cats and was like, yeah, J-Rock training with these old heads, and it won't have nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, dang, he got a little humor side to him. He trying to sell the fight a little bit. And that's really good, though, coming from a guy who is really, truly unknown. And this fight right here is going to put him in position to be known in not only in the division, but in boxing. So Gallimore he's a really good fighter, and I think we're gonna see it on display come Saturday night. Like I said, I'm not picking anybody in this fight right here, but if I had to lean towards anybody, I would lean towards Gallimore a little bit based upon his skill set and what it is I've seen from him throughout his last several fights. I mean, because the guy can fight, and he does a really, really good job. He's very awkward in a way. But he's really good, quiet, laid back. You never hear about him at all, period. I'm pretty sure some people never heard of him at all, period. But Gallimore, I'm telling you, he's somebody who you should keep on your radar, especially in this fight against J-Rock. It's going to be really good, very tactical, you know what I'm saying? And there's going to be a lot of shots thrown in this fight, and I believe he got a little bit more power than what J-Rock has. I'm giving him the nod on power versus Julian. That's just me. That's definitely just me, But it's crazy. You know what I mean? With all of the hoopla and everything it is that's happening and taking place so far in boxing. But those of you who are tuning in, go ahead. The phone lines are open, 404-382-0984. Call in, share your thoughts with any one of these fights that we talked about or other news that you may want to discuss. You're definitely more than welcome and open to discussions right now. 404-382-0984. The call-in number. is right there for you guys. So go ahead, call in right now. Let me know your thoughts on the fight that you are looking forward to seeing the most. I mean, me, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing, like I told y'all, Lara, Hurd. Definitely looking forward to seeing Degale and Truax, because I think Truax is going to, like, in this fight even quicker than the first fight. And then Gallimore and Williams is going to be a hell of a fight. And y'all already know Carlos Jackson is going to come back with the fake card WBC title. I already know that. I ain't even worried about him, cause my boy gonna do the thing. And y'all already heard him on the show. You know what I'm saying? He already told you exactly what he's gonna do. And what we're gonna do is we're definitely going to be airing Carlos's fight live on the channel. And if you want, you can follow him as well, Carlos Jackson, on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of those. You can follow him, but we will be airing his fight live on the page. Definitely, because I'm looking forward to him doing big things as well at 122 pounds. I mean, the guy is strong. You know, he's pretty much sparred with everybody here in the ATL, who are top competitors. And I mean, I'm looking for him to do big things. I mean, the guy's fighting for a title in just his 12th fight. So he's kind of like the up and coming, how King Ryan is up and coming. Like, this is what you have with Carlos Jackson. I mean, his last fight was like first round knockout, I think in like the first 15-20 seconds. Got serious power, works very hard, strong skill set. But phone lines are open, 404-382-0984. I can't wait, man. It's fight weekend. Everybody wanting to see this one fight in particular. Joshua Wilder, who you think gonna win? I mean, I don't know. I think when it's all said and done, as bad as I know, a lot of people want Deontay Wilder to be that guy. They want him to be that guy, right? I just think AJ is going to be that undisputed king in boxing. Something tells me that Anthony Joshua will be the undisputed king in boxing in the heavyweight division. I just feel it. I mean, look at the path that he's on right now. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. See, Deontay Wilder had this opportunity, right? He had this opportunity. He had an opportunity, and people tell me that I don't know what it is I'm talking about. When I tell them, I just laugh at a lot of people, especially on a lot of these boxing pages. People try to tell me that Deontay Wilder did not duck Vladimir Klitschko when the fight was offered to Deontay Wilder to face Klitschko. The fight was offered for him to face Klitschko. He turned it down. You can go back to where you have information that is out there that Wilder turned down the fight, and that when he was sparring with Klitschko, I think they sparred over like 80 rounds, he dropped Wilder 3 times. This ain't no lie. It's not like people thinking I just be making this stuff up, pulling it out my ass, and just be making up this news. I don't be making this stuff up, man. Deontay Wilder had an opportunity to be in the position that Anthony Joshua is in right now. But Shelly Finkel and their team, they look at how protective they was over Deontay Wilder. They were so protective over Wilder. The guy had fought for a world title after 32 fights. 32 fights. It took him 32 fights to become a world champion against Bermane Stiverne. When he had an opportunity now, before Klitschko fought Fury to face Klitschko, they said they wasn't ready for that fight yet. So then Tyson Fury took on Klitschko, defeated Klitschko, Then you heard noise between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury coming out. We got to go all the way back. See, everybody's so caught up in what it is that's been happening these past couple of years with Deontay Wilder. But we ain't going all the way back when Klitschko was holding it down. Let's go back. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go back to the beginning. Deontay Wilder in the beginning did not want no smoke with Klitschko. He ain't want no smoke. He didn't. So Tyson Fury took that opportunity. And when Tyson Fury won, then that's when you started hearing him and Tyson Fury going at it. So why? I'm just trying to understand. It was a dude last night in Ring Boxing IQ. Straight up told me I didn't know what the hell I was talking about when I told him that Deontay Wilder ducked Wladimir Klitschko. Didn't want to face him at all. And Klitschko, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it was an interview that was done a while back with Wladimir, and I believe it was on Fight Hub. I'm not sure. But no, Fight Hub posted the interview, but it was somebody that was over in Germany, who posted who did the interview. And he was talking in that interview, and he said that how Deontay Wilder was a good fighter, but he knew himself that Deontay Wilder wasn't ready for him. He came out and said that. He offered the fight to him. Deontay Wilder said they didn't want to go to Germany. They wasn't ready for that fight. And then Tyson Fury was like, I'll step up to the plate. I'll face him. Then when Tyson Fury outpointed him, guess who gonna try to crawl their ass right on in there and try to throw in the mix? Oh, what about Tyson? I will beat Tyson Fury. What's up with Tyson Fury? Let me and Tyson Fury go at it. Da 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 da. Really, Wilder? So but Deontay Wilder fans are so caught up in the Anthony Joshua situation that they don't want to go back to the beginning root of knowing that Deontay Wilder could have been undisputed already. He could have been the king of boxing already, and it could be Anthony Joshua waiting to try to get the fight with Deontay Wilder. It could have been the other way around. But don't nobody want to talk. Don't nobody want to go back to the beginning of things though, because everybody's so caught up in what's going on right now. You got so many casual fans who's so caught up in what's going on in a division that they try to tell the hardcores exactly how things are happening and taking place. When I'm like, well, damn, bro, I was on this a long time ago. A long time ago. I'm talking about a long time ago when Klitschko was holding it down for 10 years, bro. 10 years. The Klitschko's had the heavyweight division on lock. Wilder didn't want no smoke, man. The boy was scared. He was scared. And I'm gonna be honest, listen, it's easy to call out Anthony Joshua now. It's easy to call him out now. That's what people fail to realize. Oh, he keep calling out Joshua, and Joshua ain't responding. He keep calling out Joshua ain't responding. I was like, come on, y'all, really? Like, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing. He's the only guy who is unified in the heavyweight division. I didn't see Deontay Wilder take that route. Shelly Finkel didn't put Deontay Wilder through the route of what Anthony Joshua was going on. When the opportunity presented itself for him, what did he do? He turned it down. Klitschko had free smoke for everybody during that time. He didn't care. He was waiting. But Tyson Fury was the only one who stepped up to the plate. But everybody want to sit here and act like Wilder been that dog since day one. Deontay Wilder ain't been that dog since day one. Y'all gotta stop that. I like Deontay Wilder, don't get me wrong. But Deontay Wilder, they built up Deontay Wilder to be what he is right now. When I tell y'all, there's no way Deontay Wilder can consider himself being controlling of the situation with Anthony Joshua. When Joshua said, this is what people failing to realize. Joshua thinking from this standpoint, you had your opportunity. So yeah, you hollering and bickering and complaining, saying you want to fight, you want to fight, you want to fight. But what about throughout all that other time when you had an opportunity to face Klitschko, but you turned that down? You were scared during that time. So now you wanna come after me? Hell nah, I make you wait. I done put over about 1 million in the seats in my last 3 fights. You still barely selling out. Hell, you barely sold out in Tuscaloosa. You didn't sell out the Barclays when you fought Luis Ortiz. What you talking about? Joshua doing numbers. People forgetting to realize, bro. The guy is doing numbers. And Frederick, you right. You right. He knew everything about Wilder, but at the same time, guess what? A lot of these fighters spar with each other and still face each other in fights. They do. They still face each other in fights. But that don't mean that Deontay Wilder shouldn't have took that. Listen, if Deontay Wilder was that dog that he say he is, he would have took that fight with Klitschko and he would have knocked Klitschko out. Then, at the same time, he would have came right back and defeated Tyson Fury. Cause guess what? Tyson Fury would have been next in line. He would have defeated Tyson Fury, then AJ. Then guess what? We wouldn't even be having these conversations about who's the king of the heavyweight division, because it would have been Deontay Wilder a long time ago. See, don't nobody ever want to go back. They always want to focus on what's happening right now. But I'm looking at the full path of leading us to these undisputed heavyweights right here. The full path. The full path. Better say Wilder wasn't the same fighter he is today. Levels. What levels? What levels? Yo, what up?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, nothing cooling, man. What's your name? Where you from? This fair?
Hey, yeah, nah. This is Paul from Philly, man.
Oh, this Paul Dokes.
Yeah, from Philly. Was good, dog.
Oh, what's going on, Paul? Philly in the building?
Hey, ain't too much. Hey, yo, man. Yeah, I'm just beginning reading a lot about the Joshua Parker fight, man. I know you watched it, of course.
Right.
Yo, like, this day and age of boxing, dog. Like, we used to see heavyweights back in the day with Tyson, Lewis, Holyfield, Bo, guys of that nation, Ray Mercer. Like, it's like these days, man, like, think about how many fights Joshua had. How many fights did Joshua have so far? Like, what, 22 fights? Something like that?
Like 22.
Okay. 22 fights, right? Now look at his resume. Right? And look how, just like you said, look what type of route he took in order to get where he's gotten this quickly. And the guys that he's beaten. I mean, think about it. He Dylan White, right?
Right.
Dominic Brazil, who was undefeated when he fought AJ, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, he was 17-0. He fought Charles Martin, who was undefeated as well.
Right, exactly. Who else now?
Eric Molina.
Then
he took on Klitschko.
This guy, Klitschko. Yeah, he can't. Of course,
then Carlos Takam. Then Joseph Parker.
Carlos Takam. I just don't understand, man. Like, what's so hard to understand about some of these boxing fans, how they overlook some of these things, man, and it contradicts themselves so much with the shit they say, like, about, oh, Wilder, man, he did this, he knocked. I'm sitting there saying, like, man, look what those guys ranked before that fought Wilder at the time. I mean, think about, okay, Ortiz. We're gonna say, I'm gonna give him a fight with Ortiz. I'm gonna give him credit for that, But before that, you can't even. Stavern's shouldn't even be mentioned. Come on, that second fight with Stavern was there to get a paycheck. I don't care. He was out of shape. It doesn't even matter. I don't think he would have won anywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
But before that, half those guys that he fought, dog, I didn't even know who they were until they were actually in the ring with him and they announced their name. Gerald Washington. Gerald Washington is a good fighter, but nobody knew who Gerald Washington was. But when you watch that fight with Gerald Washington, he was beating Wilder or up to the time he got caught, and even when he got caught,
yeah, he was winning all 4 rounds. That's what people don't understand.
Yeah,
that's what people don't understand.
Yeah,
man, you made good points because
I was at a loss for words earlier.
But you made good points when we talk about everything in its entirety. Joshua's road to get to being undisputed, and you look at Deontay Wilder's road, and Deontay Wilder, like we've said time and time again, he wouldn't have been sitting here saying Joshua been ducking me for forever. Guess what? Joshua wouldn't have never been ducked you if you would have took on Klitschko when you had the opportunity to take on Klitschko. It would have been you being the A side.
Exactly.
And you, when we look at resumes, this guy has faced way better competition than what you faced throughout your whole 40 knockout, 39 and what, 40-0 with 39 knockouts. It would have never. Come on. They built up Deontay Wilder. Shelly Finkel gave Deontay Wilder the easiest fights that was out there. The easiest fights.
Absolutely.
And the only tough fight that he had was against Luis Ortiz, in which I felt as though Luis Ortiz really could have won that fight if they didn't give Wilder a little bit of time to recover at the beginning of the 8th round when they called him back to for whatever that was. I don't know what that was, but that was odd to me.
I don't know, man. Like I said, if you really go back and watch that Gerald Washington fight with Wilder, if you look at that real closely, look when Wilder caught Gerald Washington. Look when he hit him. Just go back and watch that fight. Watch when he hit him. Watch when he dropped him. Look how quick Gerald Washington gets up. Then look at the rest of before the referee stopped the fight. Look at the punches. Nothing landed on Gerald Washington before he stopped that fight, dog.
He was just on the ropes.
I'm telling you, like people are so blinded by like people like somebody so much and overlook things, be blinded to certain things. I watched that fight and said, well, damn, he didn't get hit again from referee. After he got up, he wasn't even that day. He walked right to his corner after the referee stopped him.
Right.
It's like he turned, kind of walked to. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We stopped the fight. I'm like, damn, the man didn't even get hit. Besides the time he got dropped, he jumped right up, took the 8 count, and got up, got himself. Wilder came back throwing wild punches like he does. Didn't catch him again, and then he clipped him on his arm once or twice, and the referee jumps in and stops it, and then Washington walks off. I'm like, dog, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's crazy. And like I said, but what I do know is that once this fight does happen, it's going to be like, and I know you remember this. Remember when Lewis fought Michael Grant?
Yep.
That's what it's going to be, bro. It's going to be a repeat of that. Michael Grant was hyped up. They hyped Michael Grant up the same way as Deontay Wilder. This is almost. I remember that so clearly. How Michael Grant back in the day, I was like, yo, Deontay Wilder reminds me of Michael Grant back in the day, yo.
That was perfect. That was a good analogy.
Yo, and I'm telling you that it's going to play out almost the same way. You mark my words, dog. What should I tell you, man? And I mean, it is what it is. And you won't see no more of Deontay Wilder. I mean, you might see. The heavyweight division, it's spark. That's why it's taken so long. It's been so long since they had some fire in the heavyweight division that they have to prolong it. You feel me? They have to prolong it. Joshua was the man. Like Joshua right now is the man. Joshua's the man right now. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody all hyped up. Oh, wow, yeah, he beat Ortiz. Who else did he beat besides Ortiz? Why didn't Wilder fight Dominique Brazil, Dylan White? Like those guys that Joshua fought. Joshua took a way harder road than Klitschko. If anybody should have got a shot at Klitschko, it should have been Wilder first.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Wilder could have been undisputed.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I don't know, dog. I just know it's. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I mean, I understand that Wilder got a lot of fans and guys that I don't know. I just don't. When you match them up on paper and look at they skill for skill. the only thing that you can maybe give Wilder advantage on is maybe power, and that's just a big maybe because he everything he throws is pretty much with power. Well, Joshua reminds me of a mixture between like a Holyfield and Lennox Lewis. His style is that way, bro. Like I'm telling you, like he just has a certain style about him. And then that Parker fight, he fought a smart fight. He's not just gonna go run after that Parker wanted him to follow him around in that fight and try to walk him into a counter. That was Parker's plan, and Joshua knew what he was doing, and Joshua took that game plan and said, okay, cool, I'm the bigger man, but I'm gonna keep you on the end of this jab, and I'm gonna make you actually I'm gonna make you fight. Even though Parker never tried to do anything else, Parker fought not to get knocked out. That's how Parker fought in that fight.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So all these people talking about, oh, it was a boring fight, and Joshua, you know what I mean? He's weak. I'm sitting there saying, people, when did y'all last time it's called boxing?
It was a very
just
technical.
because he's big and he didn't, technical. That's another something in his armor that he has that he can use to bring out when he has to. Have you ever seen Wilder fight? Wilder can't fight a technical fight. He doesn't have those type of boxing skills.
Nope.
We see that against Gerald Washington. Gerald Washington went out boxing the hell out of him, making him look like he was amateur. Until he threw one wild ass shot, caught him, and like I said, that fight was stopped early. I don't care what nobody said. It was weak stoppage, but hey, man, it's all. At the end of the day, boxing is a business, man. First, it's always been a business first, and that they want that fight to happen, and it's going to happen. But they can't just throw Wilder in there right away. They keep saying, "Oh, Joshua's ducking." Joshua already said, "Listen, they talked all that, but what have you brought to the table and offered besides nonsense? You can't get a 50-50 fight with me. You don't deserve 50-50. Who have you beaten? I'm the undisputed champ right now. I mean, exactly. I'm the one that, like, come on, man." And listen, I'm not a big Floyd Mayweather fan, but Floyd said it best. Floyd said he's the A side. Joshua is the A side. He is.
He is.
I mean, say what you must, but I mean, it's true. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to call in, just weighing on it, man. It's like I said, I just want the fight to happen now because I just want everybody to see. I mean, like I said, AJ's gonna beat him, dog. And I don't even listen. And I honestly really don't see it being hard for him to beat him. I just don't. It might sound crazy. A lot of people say that's crazy because Wilder has power, but I really don't think that Wilder, skill for skill, I think that AJ can get him out of there in any round he wants to, just because Wilder is not technically sound. Even with Breland training him, man, he just and Mark Breland was a very good boxer back in his day, but I don't know. Wilder just didn't pick up on it. Like, he has gotten better, but those chinks in his armor is still there, though.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, man.
Hey, man. Yeah. Appreciate
like
you calling in, bro. Definitely appreciate you calling in and stating facts that a lot of people are not willing to accept. Wilder fans are not willing to accept. But we got a Wilder fan who about to call in right now, and Frederick Merritt, who's going to be defending Wilder and getting his thoughts on what it is that he want to say as far as Wilder's concerned. But I'm looking forward to seeing what he got to say.
Absolutely, man.
I appreciate it, bro. You have a good one.
Hey, you take it easy, dog.
Yes, sir.
All righty.
So we gonna be sitting right here waiting on Fred, cause you had Philly, stating facts. You know what I'm saying? It's all about these wins and these losses. Oh, that's him right there. Yo, what up? State your name, where you from.
What's up, man? It's Frederick Merritt, man. Jacksonville, Florida.
Fred, what's happening, bro? Duval in the building.
Man, I'm just so sick of this. I've been arguing all day with UK fans online, man. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of hearing about this. We're the A side stuff. Wilder ain't beat nobody. Like, okay, we get it. Joshua's the A side. That's cool. Let's make the fight happen, man. I'm tired of all the talking, all the Wilder bashing, all the AJ bashing. Like, I give respect where it's due. Okay, AJ's the man in the division. He's got all the belts. He's still missing one belt. And in order for you to be the undisputed, you need to get that belt from Wilder's. Quit making excuses. Quit prolonging stuff. Sit down. Let's make the fight happen. Everybody wants to see it. Like, I'm tired of it. Whether you from America or the UK, you want to see the best fight the best. These are the two best guys in the division. Let's make it happen, man. I'm tired.
I agree. I agree with you. But do you, if this fight happens, who are you picking Wilder in this fight? And what are your reasons on if you are picking Wilder? What would be the reasons that you pick Wilder to win?
I'm picking Wilder because that right hand and his power is just ridiculous, man. I feel like he's gonna take his time, work his jab, use his length. I'm not sure if he's a little bit longer than AJ, but he's gonna use whatever he can. AJ's chin is suspect. Let's be real. He's been rocked a lot. Wilder's been rocked, a couple times, but not to that magnitude.
He ain't faced nobody
AJ.
that he ain't faced the fighters that AJ has faced either, though. Let's be honest now.
We're gonna be honest now. He got dropped by an old Klitschko coming off of a loss and an 18-month layoff. Look, come on, man. I know it's a big name and everything. Everybody keeps going, oh, he beat Klitschko. That's an old Klitschko. Come on, tell the truth, man. He was an old Klitschko. You seen how he looked in the Fury fight? He looked like crap in that fight.
So why was your boy Wilder scared to fight Klitschko then, if he was so old?
My personal opinion, I feel like I put in the comments, I feel like they sparred together. Wilder wasn't ready. Klitschko is a crafty veteran. He knows everything about him. And, it's just he wasn't ready. He wasn't at the level like he is now. Wilder's a different animal now, man.
What makes him so different than what he was before? It's not like we seen a dramatic change in his fighting ability. He's still wild. He's still awkward. It's just that right hand.
He's patient. He's patient now. He's working the jab for him. Like everybody talking about something. The last caller said, "Oh, he was losing to Gerald Washington, and other people were beating him or whatever." That's cool. I can lose those couple rounds, just like Floyd. He'll give you the first couple rounds, figure you out, put everything in his computer's mind, and then he's taking you out. He's gonna break you down, but he just, Wilder just knocks you out.
Do you think?
Come on, he knocked out everybody. There's what's the excuse?
You making some valid points on Deontay's behalf as far as what he's been able to do as far as getting everybody out there who he has faced. But I think when he faced some good quality competition, and we saw this, like the last call, like Paul said in the last call, the Gerald Washington fight. But to me, it was more of the Luis Ortiz fight. With Luis Ortiz power, who has more power out of Luis Ortiz and Anthony Joshua?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know.
Because I think older Luis Ortiz, a guy who was in his 40s, Deontay Wilder be the guy who was in his 40s. Luis Ortiz was this is an old Luis Ortiz. Just like how Klitschko was old, Ortiz was old, and Ortiz was still able to rock him, good enough to where I felt as though, he should have really truly got an opportunity to hop on him in the beginning of the 8th round that they kept him from. But, I'm just feeling like if we get to see a young Joshua and Deontay Wilder go at it, Joshua has the power. He's been knocked down before. We don't know what Deontay Wilder's reaction to be if he get knocked down by Joshua. We don't know. We see how
the heart and the will.
But we saw how flimsy he really went against when Ortiz rocked him. You know what I'm saying? So imagine if it's a younger Anthony Joshua with more power, who is in a little bit more better shape. You know what I'm saying? And has the ability, like, what if he land that uppercut on Wilder, because Wilder ain't really good to have that defense ability to where he had that ring smart. Like, if you go back to the Joseph Parker fight, it was like Joseph Parker was anticipating when that uppercut was coming. And so you could see him kind of put his hand up there where his chin was. And so he was able to catch the uppercut a couple of times from Joshua. Is Deontay Wilder going to be having that same type of mindset defensively going into a fight against Anthony Joshua? I'm looking at it from like the little things that happen and take place in the ring versus just Wilder having that vibranium in that right hand to land, on Joshua. I think it's going to be a little bit more he's going to have to do. That's just me.
I mean, it's a couple of factors in there. First of all, if Wilder's going over there, now I got to deal with the refs. You see how the refs wouldn't let Parker get, working the inside.
Oh,
he's just breaking them up, doing stupid stuff, not to.
Yeah, they fucked that fight off.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's the second fight they done had some problems with the refs now. You see how Takeover or whatever got stopped and dodging punches. Yep. How do you get stopped in a fight in the middle of dodging punches? That's some funny stuff right there. Then you had the tape issue with him and Parker, you know what I'm saying, for like 2 times. Joshua even called his own timeout. Who does that? You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Wilder and AJ, they're 2 big fighters, man. You got to fight a fighter differently than fighting a smaller guy. So it's basically going to be a younger Klitschko with a good jab and power. And you see what happened with AJ last time when he dealt with that. And then he said his weight is going to be a determining factor of who he faces. So you facing Parker. So guess what? I'm going to trim down. We don't know if are you going to try to come in heavy or light against Wilder?
I think he's going to come in at the same. I think the weight he fought at against Joseph Parker, he's going to be in that same range, around that 240, 245, no more than 2. He's not going to hit over the 250. He's not going to go over 250. He's going to be around that 240 mark because he said he felt really, really good. So he's going to be around that mark right there. And hopefully Deontay Wilder can't come in there at 213 pounds weighing in like he did, however much it was.
Now, in his defense,
he said he was sick.
In his defense, he said he was sick.
He did say he was sick. Now, I agree. But at the same time,
a sick Deontay Wilder still got Ortiz out of there, man. So imagine with a fully healthy one. And he knocked him down, 2-3 times? One time early in the fight, and in the later rounds? Come on now.
It was a lot of rabbit punches thrown in that fight, too, now. You got to throw that in there. He was doing a lot of behind-the-head shots.
We say the same thing about Dillian White and Brown.
What?
Rabbit punch, and then the left hook. The left hook, no, he hit him behind the head first, then he caught him with the left hook. Let's be real now.
What?
It matters.
Dillian White destroyed Lucas Brown, though, bro.
So, I mean, you beat up an old, fat club bouncer. You don't get no credit for that from me. I'm just saying.
Bro, he was
we
undefeated.
Gotta tell the truth, man.
He was undefeated, though.
There's a lot of undefeated fighters.
But I'm saying he was undefeated with 18 KOs.
Wow. Who'd he beat?
I mean, he ain't beat nobody of any credit.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
It looked nice on paper.
Credit. It did. It looked nice on paper. But for Dillian White to do it in the fashion that he did it, made it even more exciting for, perhaps maybe a fight with Deontay Wilder if that fight was to happen. But obviously with all of the news that done came out on today with the Pulev fight, him being ordered to fight Pulev, I mean, do you think Dillian White is going to be able to become that true mandatory? Because this is for a mandatory position for the IBF title of Anthony Joshua. Do you think Dillian White beat Pulev?
I think he could, but I mean, it's like, how many mandatories are you trying to give this man? He already got the mandatory for WBC. Now you're trying to give him the IBF. Like, it's like, what are we doing? Like, let's just.
Hey, Paul made a good point. The last caller made a good point. He said, "Why to beat an out of shape Stavern? Do you give him credit for that one?"
Oh yeah, the second fight was yeah. No, I mean, no, I don't even count that. I just count the first fight. He won the first fight. The second fight, he just showed up. I don't know what he was thinking. It was just like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna beat you. No, you're not, Stavern.
Hey, even in that first fight, Stavern gave him trouble though.
But I like Stavern was not a good fighter. Stavern was okay. He beat Chris Arreola like what, 1-2 times. Like he was the champion. He beat the champion. Like, he had the green strap, man. Come on, you got to give him some kind of credit for that. He handled his business.
Yeah, that Chris Arreola fight was ass. I remember that fight.
But, yeah, it was.
But yeah, I mean,
I just feel like, listen, if Wilder wasn't knocking everybody out, then it was like, oh, you don't deserve a shot. I'm knocking everybody out, and y'all still complain about it. I don't understand. It's like, what you want? You want somebody to break them down and go 12 rounds with them like Floyd, or you want somebody to knock them out like Triple G? You feel what I'm saying? I don't understand. Right. What do y'all want?
They just want happen, what man. They want is America to back Wilder, right? They want America to back Wilder so that they can make the biggest payday in this unification bout with him and AJ. That's why they wanted him to come over to the UK and face Dillian White so they can continue to build his brand and generate money for this fight to be as big as they wanted it to be.
Because why should I have to face Dillian White though? I've been calling out Joshua for a year now.
Want me to tell you why he should have faced Dillian? And guess what? He wouldn't even had to face. I don't even think they probably would have let him and Dillian White even square off or whatever the case may be. I think if Deontay Wilder, he hurt himself literally by not going to the UK because he had an opportunity to shine. Because Joshua was going to call him up. If he was sitting ringside, Joshua was going to invite him into the ring. Joshua
How do you know that? Though?
Joshua said it. He said it. He said the only reason why we told Deontay Wilder that he wasn't coming in the ring because we wasn't scripting anything, and Deontay Wilder was trying to script everything before it happened. When Joshua is a man, we got to go back and look at how the type of person Joshua is. Joshua is a very respectful type fighter. You know what I'm saying? He showed really good respect to his opponents. We saw that when, with Joseph Parker, with Klitschko, you see the respect. And you see that he said, for one, I'm not finna script anything with Deontay Wilder when I know that I have to beat Joseph Parker first. I have to do that first. So if I beat Joseph Parker first, then I may invite you into my ring. But Deontay Wilder was saying, I'm coming and I'm getting in the ring and we gonna face all the... Nah, he was like, nah, bro, it's not gonna work out like that because I have to win the fight first. And if I win the fight, then maybe I'll invite you.
You said, I'm not going to script anything. You said, I'm not going to script anything, but you let Klitschko get in the ring after you won.
Because I
don't get that, man.
It was an invite. It was an invite. It was an invite, bro. The way that respect factor was there. Him and Klitschko never had beef. You never seen Klitschko disrespect Anthony Joshua, even before he got in the ring with Anthony Joshua. So the mutual respect was always there.
We know Wilder's a respectful fighter too now. I'm talking all this stuff, but guess what? At the end of the day, I'm going to shake your hand. You know what I'm saying? Good fight. He's a good fighter. And he's very respectful in the press conference and post and, and pre. It don't matter. Like, it's a fight. Let's be real. Y'all not going to be best friends. This man want to hurt you.
I understand where you're coming from.
Y'all have to be buddy, man.
I understand where you're coming from. I really do. I truly understand where you're coming from. But at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder is going to have to sacrifice whatever it is they asking him to sacrifice in order to make this fight happen. That's the only way it's going to happen, and it's more so. And he's on Deontay Wilder than.
So you want
AJ.
Me to fight Dillian White? I will fight Dillian White. Put AJ in the contract. What's the problem with that? I'm giving Eddie Hearn exactly what do you want? Y'all can go fight somebody else. Try to get Fury out the way while I'm fighting Dillian White. Get your money, and then we can make this thing happen.
But
I just want to have some kind of. I just want to know. I'm just trying to save up my money so I can go. So I want to know exactly when is this fight happening so I can be over there because they too lit over there, man. They turning up. They are
turning up, and if that fight go down, guess what? We all probably gonna end up being on the plane together because we all gonna be on the plane. Because I'm definitely gonna be in the building in the UK at Wembley if that fight is to go down, especially this year. People better save their tax money. I told people, hey, save y'all tax money, man. It's going to be a good fight that's going to be happening at the end of the year that we don't know about yet, don't you? It's easy to go to these other fights, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't really cost that much to go to. You know what I'm saying? You can go to Brooklyn and catch the Gavante and Broner fight, that's going to be lit. But for the biggest fight, I think it's going to happen. I'm telling people, save y'all tax money. It's going down.
People already disappointed with Triple G and Canelo. This is the next fight.
And the WBC said that fight was dead.
I need to hear it.
Well, we like tomorrow. I don't know if you was on the call earlier. On the show earlier, but tomorrow we're having a media conference call with Deontay Wilder at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. And tomorrow we're gonna see, what Lou DiBella says. We're gonna see what Deontay Wilder says. Shelly Finkel may be on the call, so we definitely going to see what Shelly says as well. to see when this fight
But
is
see,
going
this is
to
what
be
pissing
made
me off.
exactly.
This what pissing me. This what pissing me off. His side, his people on his side is saying, "Hey, we're doing this," but Hurd is over there just saying, "Oh, nothing's happening." They haven't talked to us.
They haven't.
I'm getting pissed away.
They haven't. This will be the first time that Shelly Finker will say something to Eddie Hearn for the fight with Anthony Joshua. This will be the first time. Well, no, this will be the second time. Because Eddie Hearn tried to approach them the first time.
They put out the emails or something.
Yeah, he tried to approach them the first time. I think this was back in last November or something or October or something like that. But this will be the second time that Shelly Finker will be meeting with Eddie Hearn. But I'm thinking this is more so of Al Heyman is saying, like, you know what? Let's make it happen. Al is gonna make this fight happen because him and Eddie Hearn have a good relationship together. They've put together fights very quickly, together. So Al Heyman and Eddie Hearn are really the two guys we're gonna be paying attention to. And you know how Al Heyman is. You know he ain't gonna give you nothing.
He gonna get the job done.
He gonna get that job done. And that's what we just gotta be patient and just trusting Al Heyman to get the job done, and it's gonna happen. That's just where we are right now with it. And like I said, people saying by the end of this week we're gonna have something. No, it's not gonna be by the end of this week. It's gonna be within the next month or so. It's not gonna be quick. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna be a quick decision like we all think it's gonna be within the next month or so. So yeah, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you calling in, bro. Definitely, because but be tuning in and be looking out for the media conference call with Deontay Wilder though on tomorrow. I'm gonna release that. I'm gonna pre-record it and then I'm gonna release that out for everybody so they could tune in and hear exactly what was said in that conference call.
I got you, bro.
All right, y'all have a good one.
All right.
Hey, but this for my boy Paul though. This for my boy Paul right here. I gotta drop some of that Meat Mill Philly in the building. You know what I'm saying? Because he was stating a whole lot of facts there. You know what I'm saying? And these wins and losses, man, they mean a whole lot right now. You got a lot of guys who got some losses on their records, on their resumes. You got a lot of guys who undefeated still in the heavyweight division. It's these wins and losses, you know what I'm saying? And so, with these wins and losses, we trying to figure out who gonna be on top. Who gonna be on top? Y'all already know what it's gonna be, man. AJ right now, he's the done data. He's the done data. He just got one more title to go and capture. Deontay Wilder, he gotta make things happen, man. People gotta understand. Wilder team has to make it happen. Wilder wants it, but his team gonna have to make it happen. They gotta iron out them wrinkles. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't get that fight, then he said he's gonna take on Dominique Brazil. Then you got Dillian White, who is ordered to face Kubrat Pulev, and then you got Povetkin, who is set to face Joshua. If that fight don't happen between him and Wilder. So, I mean, it's a lot going on in the heavyweight division that I want everybody to be able to keep their eyes on and really pay attention to. Just pay attention. It's a lot going on. It's fight week, baby. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is JSN Overtime. You know what I'm saying? Usually we end the show at 10 o'clock, but we went on to 10:30 tonight. But this is JSN Overtime, man. Much respect to everybody who tuned in and called in on tonight. We definitely going to be going at it again live on Thursday, starting at 9 o'clock. Make sure you guys tune in, man, because it's going to be, listen, it's going to be lit. I'm going to tell y'all why it's going to be lit. Because what's going on right now in the heavyweight division, y'all want to know who was the guy who started all of this? Who is the reason why we all right here today? Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is the reason we all here today. He's the reason we all here today. And y'all know I'm rocking out with Meat Mill all the way to about 10:31 You know what I'm saying? I gotta rock with Meek Millie. You know what I'm saying? Cause my boy Paul from Philly. And it's just something about Philly that y'all don't understand, man. Like if you ever get an opportunity to go to Philly, y'all gotta make sure y'all go to Philly, bro, and go to Max's and get you a real Philly cheesesteak. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go to North Philly though. I don't know too much about South Philly, but North Philly, you gotta go to North Philly and hang out there, man. I'm telling you, you gonna if you go to North Philly, you're really gonna see the come up and the grind of people for real, man. You're gonna really see the come up and the grind in people from Philly. I'm telling y'all gotta understand. Like me, I love Philly. I ain't from Philly at all, but y'all gotta understand. I'm a big Meek Mill fan. You know what I'm saying? I like Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? I rocks with Philly, man. Hey, shout out. Hey, I gotta ask Paul, man. Did they shoot any of Creed 2 in Philly this time around? They got to. I know they got to, cause I know they did the first time, but I'm looking forward to that coming around the second time, bro. I can't wait for the second one. I hate the fact that they ain't got Ryan Coogler being the executive director in this in the second movie, man. They killed us with that one. They killed us with that one, cause Ryan Coogler, he definitely did his thing in that one. Definitely did his thing. Oh yeah, the Sixers, the Eagles, hey, they on the come up, man. Shout out to the Philadelphia 76ers though. My boy Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, they been doing their thing, man. And they in the playoffs. When the last time Philly been in the playoffs? You know what I'm saying? So Philly looking to make some noise. The Philadelphia Eagles, and guess what? They was all riding out the Meek Mill during the Super Bowl run. You know what I'm saying? So hey, Philly, it's a connection there with Philly, man. People don't understand Philly. They turned right now. They turned right now, and you know I'm excited. I'm excited because, like I said, I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be in Philly. Definitely, if Hammer and Hank Lundy have another fight at home, I'll be in the building. If Hammer and Hank have another fight at home, I'll be in the building. Straight up. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all again for tuning in, man. Y'all know we riding out the Meek Millie. But this is the JSN Boxing Show, man. Mondays and Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am the go-to boxing king. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the page. I'm giving y'all all the best content that these other pages ain't giving you. This content that you're getting right here. You're getting the full exclusive content right here, straight off the muscle. This is how we do. This is JSN Boxing, man. I'm signing out. Peace.